Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be starting my Wixo series. As you may know if you watched me, I had a Wixo series, keyword had. So the file kind of got corrupted and deleted because I was clearing space out on my computer, and I guess my PC thought, hey, this random map that we have no idea what it is junk, so let's delete it and not tell him that we're deleting it. So, yeah. And then when I went to go record episode 5, yip-de-doo, it's gone. So, we're just going to be starting a new one. I got this awesome map I made for my friend. It has tons and tons and tons of layers, so it's really good. But yeah, we're just gonna be starting a new series. Hopefully it's a lot better than the last, because the last one kinda sucked. So yeah, let's get straight to work. So starting off, of course, we need to pick a region for humanity to start, and what better place for the people that we are, all of humanity, to start other than North Korea? No, I'm kidding. So actually where we're going to be starting is we are going to be starting civilization over in Latvia and Lithuania. So the first humans officially start here. So we see them kind of exploring out a bit, just they want to explore their surrounding area. And they actually explore pretty far before they set up a country. Now, of course, to set up a country, we obviously need, a capital. So they're going to set up a major city right there. And obviously, they're going to set up their capital. And so then, once all that's done, bang. We see the first country being formed, which is basically Latvia. So this Latvian country, he is going to expand down a bit over into what today is Kaliningrad. And yeah, they're actually going to get pretty far. They obviously do a lot of exploring as they decide to they explore up into Estonia and start pushing over into Finland. Although obviously it's cold, because where they started they're used to the cold, but they only get so far as to right there, so they don't get too far. Also, they figure out what this thing is. It's a channel. So after that, they actually decide to explore in this direction because this place is flat, very flat. So they're able to just walk right through here, basically no issue. They see that it juts upward here, so they don't want to go to that yet. Eventually they get over here and the flatness stops, so they're very sad about that. So they go home. So yeah, so now that they've discovered all this land, they're gonna take some of it all the way up to this. And of course, obviously this is the start of humanity. So obviously, it's not they have tons of major cities, but they are going to have a couple of major villages just along, the coastline. Oh, also, if you're wondering what year it was when it started, it was negative 1200 BC. So it's probably been about, 100, 200 years, and we're at this. So, yeah. So now, moving upwards. Nope. Nope. So moving forward, we see them exploring some of the sea, but really they just kind of want to see what's around them. Because obviously they don't know what anything is. They're new to cave. Well, they're not cavemen, but they're people. So yeah, they take this entire lake and they just continue exploring around. So they see this lake and they're like, this place is really nice. Maybe we should move here. So we kind of see some nomadicacy going on, but some of the people here don't want to leave. So we see a compromise being made. The king will take a majority of his people, the majority of the people who want to leave, and a majority of the army, and go over here, while the loyalists who want to stay here, if they can stay here and continue to govern this country. But, if they collapse, that's not on the king. They're the ones who want to stay. So they agree, and so the king is kicked out of office. Well, not kicked out of office, but he secedes. Nope. He leaves office, or his throne, and they go to set up their own country. where they set it up right along this lake right here, as it's pretty nice, this lake. They set it up small for now, just so they can get themselves set up, but then once, they get some villages set up, they're gonna start, expanding massively. Meanwhile, though, the loyalists who stayed, they decide it is time to expand, and also that's what the blue team looks like. Yeah, they want to expand, so that's what, nope, so that's what, nope, so that's what, nope. So that's what we are gonna see as, so I changed color, didn't like it. So yeah, they start exploring a lot more. They finally decide to explore what this jutted up land was, and they realize it's just a weird peninsula. So they leave that place, and they continue heading downwards. They keep moving until they get lost. They use some ships to discover these islands, and they make it all the way to Brittany. They're lost. They have no idea where they go because they believe that they were going in a straight line the entire time. Because they kind of went like this, which they made. See, I'll show you. So they kind of made a small curve. It wasn't noticeable that they really turned. So after they want to head back, they go this way. But obviously after a while, there's no settlements here, so they're kind of panicking. So they go back the way they went, and they have a decision to make. Either keep trying to blindly find their home and potentially die, or just try and set themselves up here. And they go with the option that doesn't involve death, which is setting themselves up, because honestly, these guys really don't even like the king anyways. They think he's tyrannical, and they think that he's too focused on expanding. They actually like the old king better that left, but they were required to stay here since only half of the explorers were allowed to go. So they set up a country here. And so they expand a little bit. They take over Brittany. So yeah, this is all they're gonna really do for now. Anyways, remember how I said that this country, they were going to expand massively once they got themselves together? Well, they are now expanding massively. As they reach all the way up to here, although they try not to go too far because, well, cold. But they do explore a majority of Finland. And so they continue going up and up and up. But when they reach here, they realize, this is cold. We should stop. So they go back and report their findings. And then they slowly but surely send people to settle these areas. As they make themselves pretty prominent. They take over, the entire coast here. And so they're doing pretty well. And also, by the way, these guys are still staying in contact with the red guys. They obviously know they aren't too far from them. They know that, we're still near them. Speaking of, we see a couple of major villages being built. Not a lot, but a couple. So, yeah. Anyways, we actually will see them connecting as the red team takes some land, and these guys also take some land. So these guys are actually on pretty good terms. Normally you'd think they'd be on bad terms, but they're actually on pretty good terms. Anyways, we see more expansion as these guys are expanding a lot, and I mean a lot. They reach all the way up to the tip of Jutland, and then they continue heading this way. But yeah, so the people aren't really gonna like that, because also the people here have nothing. They were just kind of sent there and sent to fend them off for themselves, just gather whatever resources they can. So they are just not happy. So we are actually gonna see a rebellion take place, because they're done. They're genuinely done. So we see them being mained off over here, because this is where they are. And obviously the red team has no forces here, but so they are able to take they take this whole thing. This is basically just their country. And then once they do that, they use whatever little resources they have to begin fighting. So the red team, they don't have anyone here, obviously, like I said. So they are going to be pushed all the way back to Kaliningrad before they start making any advancements. And advancements they do as they push really far in. They reach all the yellow team reaches all the way up to Danzig, and so yeah, but then something happens because not everything lasts forever. As these people up here in the yellow team, they want to form their own country. They don't want to be under a big government. Just kind of want to be chill, so they break away from the yellow team. So we see basically the eastern portion in the world in complete chaos. Oh, their world at least. But something interesting happens because while the green team's doing some exploration, they find this land, so they begin to think there's more people than just them and the red team and the blue team. So they reach up over here, they take the land towards here, and they realize like almost nothing's here. This is basically free land. So they just start taking it. Like genuinely they just start pushing into it. They take as much as they can, but they kind of just stop because they don't really want to be in a whole war. But eventually the yellow team decides to go to red team and be like, okay, can we like please stop killing each other? Like all my people are dead. And they agree because the red team really kind of agrees that they kind of just left them to die. And also, it's better for them if they just focus on one area. So we just see the yellow team gaining independence. Is the yellow team stable? No, not at all. They are probably going to collapse within the next few years. But yeah. Anyways, we see the green team making some more cities. And we are going to see the great inward exploration, as they are just attempting to explore or inward, just take as much as they can. Anyways, the green team eventually realizes what happened, why they got lost. They don't want to go back to the red team now. They're alright. But yeah, so we just see a bunch of exploration inward. And so the red team actually uses this to take some land as they go. They've basically taken over all of what would be modern day for us, like Lithuania, Latvia, that stuff. Anyways, the blue team is going to continue their expansion upward because they're cold. They like the coldness. So they take all of this before they stop. And after they stop, they go for exploration. And they realize this curves inward. So they're thinking that this could be a way for a 2-point connection with the red team. So they begin exploring along this coast as much as they can, and it curves inward again. So now they're thinking this could actually connect up to their land, but only by like a couple of miles of water. But then they find it's just a lot of water. But they also realize it does connect up to this island, so that's actually good for them. Anyways, after they continue to follow the coast, they find this island, and just as they're about to reach Denmark, they turn back. But this country, blue team, now knowing about this, they take this island and this land. So this is basically like the first colony, so to say. And also, the purple team, they didn't have any cities. I probably should have acknowledged that instead of just letting you guys be confused. They are able to build 2 major villages, and they make one their capital up in Jutland. Also, this border is not stable. Like, there's constant fighting on this border. These countries are fighting, but it's just not, like, visible really on the map. Anyways, the yellow team, being stupid with how unstable they are, they take a lot of land inward. So they grow a bit. But, so, a little, funny thing happens when they're kind of doing what the red team did, because, like, I mean, they've built major villages here, but, they're kind of doing what the red team did, because this is where their capital is, so they're kind of only focusing here. So, as we saw happen, yip-de-doo, loop-a-doo, doo-ba-doo-doo, and, oh, great. So we see another rebellion. And so yeah. So yeah, this orange country starts attacking the yellow team, and the purple team's actually going to back them up, well, obviously, because the yellow team and them are fighting. So the orange team starts pushing really far into the yellow team. This area is the only area, really, that is able to, like, fight. So, and the yellow team actually managed to capture this. So this is really bad for the orange team because they're surrounded. And if the yellow team really wants to, they could just go whoop and take out the orange team. Until even more probably bad stuff happens. Oh man. So these guys break away, but they're kind of so yeah, these guys break away, but the orange team thought they would be chill, so when they moved their defenses away and then they got attacked, it's not good. So the yellow team continues the invasion in, and so we just see the cyan team and yellow team agreeing to just split the land of this, well, the yellow team land, but yeah. And also, I am going to make them orange because I think it's ugly as cyan, but just know, this is the cyan country, okay? This isn't the orange team that broke away from the yellow team. This is the cyan country. They're the Germanic country. Anyways, we are gonna see even more exploration. We're gonna see even more exploration inward, and we even see the French country explore downwards till they reach a mountain, which obviously not too good. So they kind of go along the mountain as they can, which doesn't go too well, but yeah. So the green team, they decide to take the land along these mountainous regions because they found water over here. So they believe being connected to two bodies of water would be really good, as it would improve fishing in the country. And they just they just move inward. They do kind of have some beef with the orange team, but not enough to cause a war. Just like, you suck. They're just saying like, you suck to each other. The kings are kind of just like having a staring contest. They're just like, you're a bad king, yada yada yada. So they're kind of just doing like just doing a little bit of like kings, doing king stuff. They're like this crown. I'm terrible at drawing. Probably fix that. So yeah, so the king over here, he's just doing king stuff, being angry. Crown. And then we also have their king, who's just angry. And crown. But yeah, they just got some beef. But not like war beef, just like beef. But yeah, anyways. Sorry, I had to show you all my terrible drawing skills. Yeah. Obviously all of these countries are connected up, so obviously there aren't any other countries or anything, but we will see like exploration take place in the Baltic Sea as they kind of work together to see what's here. And they you want to know what they find? They found a lot of water. They found water. That's what they find. So yeah, they kind of just they're disappointed. Anyways, we are gonna be some stuff happening with the red team. As over in Kaliningrad, these guys, they're getting a lot of attention, which you'd think that'd be good, right? But they're thinking, hey, wait a minute, if we're getting so much stuff, why are we even listening to these guys? We could be our own country. I mean, we don't need these stupid, ugly, annoying red guys. That's their logic. So, yeah, they're kind of gonna do something. And do something they do, as this is what they do. So the red team is once again in another war. And so they are kind of confused on why Kaliningrad would do this when they are like, besides the capital, they get like the most special treatment out of anything else. But yeah, so this country is gonna fight, and the red team's kind of worried because they are approaching the capital. Luckily, they are able to encircle, well, not fully encircle. They still have access to the sea, but they don't have individual boats. So they basically encircle these guys over here. But bad for this city. They've been encircled. The city has. So it's kind of like yeah. But this city is encircled by these forces that are also encircled. So it's an encirclement of an encirclement. So yeah, we just kind of see a bunch of fighting take place until we see peace because they just agree. But we are gonna kind of see some pretty ugly borders as yeah, it's just. So yeah, we see this being what it looks like. So this is gonna be what it looks like, and for some reason the red team wanted. For some reason the red team wanted a piece of land right here. I don't know why, but yeah. So it's getting ugly. But that actually will be it for today. I know it was kind of short, but obviously you can't do too much. I kind of just got to get started. We will see countries form that not on the coast. We will see more movement inward next episode. And also, next episode, we will see provinces, updated stuff, ideologies, a power ranking. But for now, that will be it for today's video. If you all enjoyed, please like and subscribe. I am trying my hardest I can be. I'm trying to learn how to edit because obviously these videos aren't edited, but I don't have a software, so it's kind of hard. But if you could support me by liking and subscribing, that would really help. So yeah. I hope to see all of you in the next episode. Goodbye, everybody. Whee!